When you're helping your aging parents, there can be so much confusion and so many unknowns.
Housing and finances can come to mind, but the hardest part is just knowing where to begin.
For Kim and Mike Barnes, they knew providing a place for conversation would help them as well as other caregivers. News 6 anchor Bridget Ellison spoke with the former news anchors who live in Texas about their growing network for supporting caregivers.
About 10 years ago, my mom, I guess, came down with Alzheimer's, and Alzheimer's is a slow progression. And about 5 years ago or so, my mom and dad, we convinced them to move into independent living and not live in a house anymore. And as my mom's Alzheimer's got worse and worse and worse, we knew she was going to have to move into memory care eventually. And we felt like we were prepared, having a will, a power of attorney, medical directive, and stuff like that. And then when we actually moved her last March, we were so overwhelmed because it's just overwhelming.
That is what your group is about, the Parenting Aging Parents Facebook group. And so what will people find there? It's a free group, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. The biggest thing is that you get a place to vent, to ask questions, to just say what's going on.
The Facebook group really started as sort of an experiment to see, do people want a safe place to be able to talk and communicate with each other and share experiences? And we were overwhelmed with the number of people who just quickly were sharing it with their friends and telling other people, and were joining the community from all over the country and even some people from outside of the US. The reality is there are a ton of services and providers who can help you navigate this process. But as the adult child, you don't even know what's out there, what it's called, what it looks like. How do you even Google it? And so you just get so overwhelmed and you don't feel like you have anybody to talk to about it because, frankly, who wants to bring up, hey, has your mom been falling, or do you have any incontinent issues, at happy hour? It's really not a fun conversation, yet it's so important. And so many of us are going through this.
Looking at it from all the angles, what can you say to help people prepare for, that season of caregiving and just encourage them?
So we have a top 5 list of what you need to do to prepare and to help you as you become a caregiver. And number 1 kind of sounds silly, but make sure you're on the same page with any siblings that you have. Number 2 is housing. Have you talked to your parents about where they want to live eventually? Number 3 is finances. It doesn't have to be an open book. You don't have to know everything, but have a general idea.
Do you know if they have debt? Do they have money coming in? How much do they have coming in? And not that you have to know the dollar amount, but are they going to be able to take care of themselves if they do want to stay in their home or that kind of thing?
Number 4 is legal, which sounds kind of silly, but do they have a will, power of attorney, medical directive? And number 5 is kind of funny, but it's passwords, computer password, iPhone password, other things like that. You need to know those passwords.
We don't really think about that being so important because we think, oh, they know them. But if you need to step in and maybe help pay a bill that they pay online, or if you just want to be able to assist them by checking balances, or frankly, I go in and check my mom's email frequently just to try to delete those scams so that she doesn't become prey to them, because that's so prevalent. Yeah, for sure.
And Bridget also asked Mike and Kim about caregivers who happen to also be parents. They say based on what they've learned throughout their journey, it's helped them put things into place for their own children, like having that will ready.
So again, their Facebook group is called Parenting Aging Parents. It is a private group, but it is free to join. It sounds like a lot of awesome resources and support there.
Very much.